Well, welcome to What Shape Are You In? I haven't been doing my talks for a while. I go through these little dead zones where I just don't have the, maybe not the energy, but just the will to do it, the will to step out and do a talk. And so anyway, I'm here, and I'm stimulated today by the images of the first images of the black hole in space. And everything I know is on social media now, so that's popular. So since I see metaphors, what is the metaphorical meaning of the black hole in space? So I entitled this talk, "The Black Hole in My Mind." And the point of the idea behind metaphorical thinking, metaphorical language, is that we perceive the external world, but we cannot perceive the internal, subjective world other than thoughts. But we can't see the source of thoughts. We can't see that which knows thoughts. We can't see the seer of the seen. We can't see the knower of the known. So we know that we can see the known either as language, thought, but it's all external. And so now they take a picture of a black hole. Now, a black hole is interesting because there's nothing in it. You can't go in there. Whatever goes in there never comes out. So the only way to see a black hole is by the patterns of forms, planets. If we're looking at the space black hole, the planets orbit around some black hole, and you could take a picture of the planets orbiting around, and whatever the energy is and all this orbiting around this empty hole. So if it weren't for the form of the planet, you couldn't see the black hole. It wouldn't be there. But then apparently they were able to, I don't know how they did it, but they were able to get a picture of nothing. But the only way to see nothing is through something. Isn't that interesting? So I'm using this as a metaphor to look at the black hole in my mind. Now, the interesting thing about the black hole is that it has gravitational pull, so it pulls everything into it. It's like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Ooh, it's like a whirlpool. It's like a drain hole. You go fill up a tub of water and pull the plug and watch the black hole form there. The water orbits around this hole. Where does it all go, you see? You see a whirlpool in a river. Where does the water go? Where everything goes into it, nothing comes out. Where does it go? So this is kind of like a whirlpool in space that sucks everything into it and nothing comes out. So it creates, the imagination can go crazy with that, well, we can imagine some other alternative world on the other side of it, Maybe we're all coming out of a black hole. So is the black hole death or is it life? You see, it's ambiguous. It's ambiguous. So I'm kind of like using the black hole in my mind because we're all attracted to God and we're all afraid of death, but then sometimes we're also attracted to death. The end of times in Christianity is an attraction to the black hole. Oh, I can't wait until this is the end of time. The black hole sucks time into it. Sucks thought into it, sucks space into it. Everything goes into the black hole, you see. So like the end of times in Christianity and religion is like a metaphor for the black hole. Everything goes into it. So then we imagine, oh, well, if we go through this black hole, we'll be sitting up in heaven with God playing harps. Like being in church forever. Ooh. So anyway, so this black hole basically then in the mind is death. And then for those, there's always an attraction to death. There's the attraction to end it all. What is the suicide bomber is attracted to the black hole. Let's just blow it up, blow myself. Listen, I can't stand the suffering of time anymore. Let's just blow it up and start over. And so even the Trump administration has a strain of that with Steve Bannon when he says, well, this is about the end of the administrative state. which means a black hole. You're just going to wipe out all the government. Start over. Communist rebellion was all about Cuba. All of the communist rebellion was a black hole philosophy where we will just erase everything and start over. The French Revolution was a black hole revolution. We'll just kill all the aristocrats and start over. Even in Zoroastrianism, the most ancient religion, is a religion of the black hole in the sense that fire consumes everything, and out of the ashes of the fire, out of the funeral pyre, the phoenix bird rises. So there's birth out of death, you see. There's birth out of the black hole. And so in our own personal life, we all have a black hole inside of us. There's an attraction to God, but at the same time, that's an attraction to death. If you see God, you die, as the saying goes. Then Zen is a black hole philosophy in the sense that you have a Zen cone. Now I put up here, that thought orbits around the black hole in the mind. And so it's kind of like the pirate's plank. I'm worry. I can't get out of my thought. Names and forms, thought orbiting around this invisible black hole, you see. And it can't go in there because it has to give up the thought. So in order to go into the peace of the black hole, the stillness, you have to give up the noise. But we identify with the noise, so we can't give up our noise, you see. And yet I'm attracted to it. So it's kind of like a force of two forces going on in the mind around the black hole. The black hole, you could say, is death or God. Both. If you see God, you die. You're not going to see God and be outside of God. So, oh, there's God. Hello, Mr. God. How are you? That's two. God is one. So if you would be one with God. So if you're one with God, what does that mean? Well, that means you're not there. You're in the black hole, you see. We don't want to go there because if I see God, I want to know I'm seeing God. What's the point? If I want to go to California, I want to know when I get there. If I go to heaven, I certainly want to know if I'm in heaven. I don't want to go to heaven and not know it. Whoa, I might be in heaven now. I wouldn't know. But the point is, so there is a centripetal force pulling us towards this black hole in the mind. At the same time, there's a centrifugal force of not wanting to go into the black. In the old amusement parks, like in Coney Island, I was just reading where Fred Trump bought the old Coney Island and destroyed it. And one of the features of the old amusement park was a big cylinder where it would circle and you would get in there and it would speed up and you'd be pinned against the wall by the centrifugal force, you see. So this centrifugal force of the mind keeps me as a thinker pulled out and I don't want to go in there. So if the centrifugal force of the mind stopped, guess what? The centripetal force would pull us. And see, if the tube stops, you're pinned up, and when it stops, everybody falls to the ground. So right there, you have the I get these two mixed. Centripetal force is going to the center, the gravity of going towards God, and the centrifugal force is saying, oh no, I don't want to go to God. I want to turn around and keep my thought and keep my me and keep my conditioning and my habits and all my personal history. I don't want to give that up. I want to keep that, you see. So we're caught between the centrifugal and the centripetal, with the black hole in the middle, calling with one hast, come to me, come to sweet peace, come to silence, come to rest. Oh, a better place when you die. Oh, they've gone to a better place, you see. They've gone to the black hole, the better place, you see. So these two forces are at play in our own mind. And so we go to a therapist and say, well, relax. Relax. So we go to Zen and Taoism. Relax and go with the flow, you see. Don't struggle against the stream. Don't fight against the black hole. Relax. The force is with you. The black hole is with you. All of these words and sayings and everything are floating around here. So I'm just trying to play with this using the black hole as a metaphor for the black hole we all experience in ourselves. I'm drawn to relax and stillness. I'm drawn to peace. But at the same time, I like my noise. I like my busyness. I like my habits. I like my me, you see. I can't give that up, yet I want to. Wow, wow, wow. Seesaw. Back and forth. Pulling, releasing. Back and forth, you see. And that creates me. That pull and pull of the two forces creates what I call me. That creates my existence that I know is a separate sense of me, a separate sense of self, you see. In this snowstorm of data called reality, there's me, and there's the world that I have created, that I perceive, the meaning I give to everything, to you, to this, to me, my history, my family album, my DNA, all this stuff you see is me. I'm the center. I'm the black hole of this universe. So each of us is a black hole. Each of us is a black hole of a world that we create when we're born. And you watch the little kid, the infant, learn the worlds. What is this? What's that? Don't touch that. Do this. Don't do that. Creates the world, then lives. So the whole life we create a world, and then after 50 we begin to lose the world and we feel the pull of the black hole. So the first half of life is centrifugal force going, creating ourselves in orbit of names and forms in a world around the black hole, and then the strength of that force relaxes after 50, 60, 70, 80, and begins to pull us towards the black hole, you see. And we're going back to the source. So you could look at it, these two energies, the centrifugal force of building an orbit of things and names and forms and thoughts and me around this black hole, and then the relaxing and returning to it. See? So it's just very interesting for me using the black hole in space as a mirror for the black hole in me. And a black hole in you see. And the black hole is ambiguous. Is it life? Is it the source? Or is it the end? Does everything end and dissolve? Or does everything come out of the black hole? Which is it? You can't tell. Because there's nothing there. So it's ambiguous. It's ambiguous. It's life, death. It's not one or the other. It's not two side by side. Life, death is the same. One coin with two faces, depending on which way you look at the black hole. Look at it one way, it's death. Look at it another way, it's source. Look at it one way, it's a drain hole. Look at it another way, it's a fountain. Same hole, same hole. A fountain or a drain. So any moment in your life, you see, can be experienced as a drain. Oh, it's all going to hell. I want to get out. I want to get out. It's all talky talk, tape looping, worry. In the next moment, it's a brand new day. It's spring. I see everything fresh. I'm renewed. I'm restored. Same hole. 1 minute it's going this way. The next minute it's going that way. What flips? What makes it flip? That's the question. What makes it flip? How can you make the black hole flip from being a drain to a fountain? How can you do that? That's the question. So let's look in that next time. Thanks for dropping in.